Hello, this is Emilia, and I chose to do my therapeutic craft as a beaded keychain. Tools, supplies, and equipment. The tools were small saw, scissors, a rotary cutter, cutting mat, beading needle, piece of round buckskin for staging beads, and a drill. Supplies were a wooden dowel, white buckskin, washable clear glue, seed beads, thread, super glue, and a keychain. Equipment was a table, a chair, and a lamp. Space demands. I did this craft seated at a table in front of a large window. I worked on this project during the day to optimize light. Social and cultural demands. My fiance Edison is a Native American tribal member of the Navajo Nation. He is a master beadsmith and makes beaded instruments for traditional ceremonial use. He acted as my tutor in the activity. He walked me through each step and helped me to figure out where I had gone wrong, when I made a mistake, and how to go about fixing them. Symbolic meanings, values, and spirituality. The beaded patterns used in the practice of traditional Native American spirituality tell stories or are for protection or healing. This beaded keychain that I made is meaningful to me because it will remind me that I made it as a step to meet my goal of becoming an OTA, and it will remind me of the love my partner and I have for one another. The colors I chose are the colors of Lake Tahoe and the Sierra Nevada mountains where I was raised. Sequence and timing. 1. Measure and cut a piece of white buckskin and glue it onto the piece of wooden dowel. 2. Select beads in 7 colors, placing them in small piles on the leather circle. Thread the needle and tie a knot at the end to make it secure. 3. Thread the needle and tie a knot at the end to make it secure. 4. Use the needle and thread to secure beads around the wooden dowel in design choice. 5. When the pattern is nearing completion, cut the dowel, allowing for just enough space for the pattern to line up at the end of the dowel. Then complete the required beading. 6. Make a secure buckskin fringe and add the keychain to the other. Performance patterns. Roles. My role as a mother required that I perform my role as a crafter while my children were not at home. This allowed me time to focus. Habits. I have a habit of listening to audiobooks, which I did while beading. Rituals. The beading design has a spiritual significance for me. I put good thoughts and prayers into my craft. Routines. During the craft, I would fall into a rhythm. I would take my children to school and then settle in for the rhythm of beadworking. Body structures. I used my eyeballs. This craft required me to use my eyes and required good light and vision. Muscles of the hand, control of voluntary movements. I used my hands to cut the dowel, buckskins, and thread. I used fine motor skills to thread the needle and complete the beading. Performance skills. 1. Manipulates. The craft required me to use dexterous finger movements to thread the needle and bead into the proper bead on the pattern. 2. Coordinates. I used 2 or more body parts together to manipulate and hold the needle and the dowel, as well as the beads, and then had to hold both the saw and the dowel at the same time, as well as the drill and the dowel at the same time. 3. Collaborates. The craft required I use the appropriate amount of force, maintaining the right amount of tension to keep the beads in the proper place to keep the patterns consistent. Safety hazards. 1. Cutting with sharp-edged tools. The rotary cutter, scissors, and saw that I used could have easily cut me if I had not been careful. 2. Using a drill. Drilling such a small piece of wood, I could have hurt myself if I had not been careful. Therapeutic outcome. I experienced the therapeutic outcome of well-being, according to the OTPF, contentment with one's health, self-esteem, sense of belonging, security, and opportunities for self-determination, meaning, role, and helping others. This was great for my self-esteem as I used self-determination to complete this project, and I am proud of the outcome.